kind of take control. I mean, if you're Liquid, right? Like, everyone's looking at you and everyone's like, oh, now you're in the spotlight. You have to perform well. Do you perform better or do you struggle because now the attention is on you and you can't handle the pressure?
Well, Fluff's captain, so...
He's captain?
Yeah, he's drafting.
He's drafting. So, I mean, since the block came out, they won 1-1 against C9. Not too bad. They beat E-Hug, you know.
Got him.
And they lost to Force Sweet.
Force Sweet is best Peruvian team and best Latin American team in the world.
Best Peruvian
Latin American team in the world.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
man.
it's a Peruvian team. Force Sweet Revenge. Man. It's like every time I shout out to all the Spanish community that's always watching, they're like, yeah, man, let's see Latin American great hope. I think they still have a couple years to go. But who doesn't have a couple years to go is actually Team Dog.
Okay.
And Team Dog, they have kind of a change of heart. And Demon apparently is not playing anymore in the team as a,
is that official?
A starter. He is kind of a stand-in right now, but no one really knows.
Is the team's choice?
I'm going to say
I talked to the team and I talked to them. I know. But
Demon yesterday made a tweet that says, who can't you trust anymore? So I don't know. That seems pretty emo.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But the guy that's actually kind of like a staple in this team is Smulgulik. Smulgulik, I remember him from the CLG times, like if you remember by TI2.
Yeah.
Yep. They actually won. Weren't you casting that tournament with Beyond the Summit? Actually, like before Beyond the Summit was created as a studio, there was a tournament called Beyond the Summit World Tour or something like that, just before TI2.
Yes.
And CLG won that tournament. They had Pycat, they had Misery. Yeah, they won. Loda, they had. It was a really great team, but Smulgulik was this guy that was very consistent all through and through. He loved to play Darkseer back then. He's not playing Darkseer anymore because he's not that great of a hero. But I'm looking forward to see that team because that team has a lot of emotions. Pycat, Misery, players that sometimes perform greatly and sometimes they just tank. But they need an anchor. They need someone that's always there for them. And that guy can be Smulgulik. But guys, thoughts on the game that's coming right now?
I don't have like anything to follow that super sweet narrative you just had right there, so I'm ready to get into the game.
Okay, Lumi, are you ready to get into the game?
I don't want to write a blog about it, but let's just watch the game and see how things go.
Well, I mean, what better words than that? Let's walk into the game and see what these two teams can show us. It's Liquid versus Team Dog coming right now.
In place, march.
I had to walk into the game. That's what I was doing. Look, he set me up, okay? I couldn't just leave him hanging. It's like when somebody sets you up for a pun, you just got to take the opportunity.
Yo, I'm lifting hard right now, guys.
Lumi went for the two-chair lift.
Sure these chairs weigh like 10 pounds.
Next level.
Jeez. Anyway, second game of the day. It's Liquid versus Dog. I personally am favoring Dog in this. I haven't seen Liquid's new hope, whatever you want to call it. I'm suddenly a little bit less emo, so my team's playing better. I don't know how, like... You know more than me.
Of course, I don't know much, but I know the power of communication, man. You talk to the team, and you trust the team, and the team trusts you.
What?
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know if you post a blog about it, that it's like trust.
I know there's a lot of people who might trust specific players, and that player might not trust them back.
Damn.
It's not like mutual.
It is mutual if there is true trust. I'm cold.
You're like the Dark Knight Eskimo. I'm so confused. Okay, so in the studio, they turn the heating off at 1800, which is 6 o'clock, right?
Can't pay for it, man.
Which is basically at the beginning of the show. So by the second and third game, we're basically outside. Like, it's tough.
But the first game is always like really warm.
Yeah.
And then it's just like gradually colder.
Yeah, but that's actually, I think it's just the building itself, right? Like
it's just, well, I guess normal people don't work at this time.
Nah, who says we're normal? We're awesome. Awesome people aren't normal, Shane.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, yes.
Not even once. So, Team Liquid, they've managed to secure themselves a Batrider Morphling, and Team Dog have taken the Invoker Visage.
Yep. Last time we saw Team Liquid play Batrider, it was quite fun. And he stole some big plays on Aegis. You guys remember that? One of our many Aegis steals at DreamLeague. Pretty big stuff. He was drugged up in that match.
Yeah, he just like went AFK for a second. He's like, I'm fine, I'm in the trees. And they like owned him.
That game also featured a big axe. And then they lost the game.
Spend to win, man.
It's going to be drafting and Morphling. Now, Morphling, generally when we see it, it's like a, carry kind of situation. But we also see RTZ for Team EG being playing at solo mid. Any chance we're going to see that for Boba?
It could be. North American teams have a tendency to kind of take what other teams do, you know?
Well,
And-
most teams do that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they do it immediately. Like, they see,
Yeah.
like, oh, this seems really good, let's do that.
10
And then they try it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm still not entirely sold on the Morphling mid thing. Way back when we saw, like, Morphlings versus Invokers mid, that was actually pretty common. And
You mean at TI2 and
Yeah.
like you just went solo mid and won every single lane?
yeah, I was, like, really... Like, even back then, I still thought Morphling was crap.
Okay.
But-
You're just a hater, man.
I don't like Morphling.
Okay.
Like,
I don't like
the hero.
Morphling either.
I mean, that was back when you could adaptive and auto attack during wave form, and I still hated playing it.
Why?
That was so strong. Though.
There's
You can
just
do it.
something about the hero.
He's a
that-
carry hero that actually brings the action
You can
early.
you can adaptive and use items now, but you can't auto.
Oh,
Yeah. So you get like 2 out of 3.
I'm sorry.
You trying to spill my coke?
I'm so cold I have to like
I
move
still don't
around.
know where you got that glass.
Team
Well,
Liquid's
we
turn
were
to
talking
pick.
about
Give me
earlier.
one.
I don't think I can.
do you
There's
mean you don't
only
think you
one
can?
glass. I hid the rest.
What
of
is this, Highlander?
Yeah.
There can be only one?
And you're treating Shane like an intern. It's like, get me a glass of water, bitch, now.
Hey man, I'm the only reason he got here alive today. No, wait, no, I'm not. You took whip us.
Yeah, I took the
Ah,
death.
you're off the hook. Lumi, go get me a glass.
Right here.
I don't
Yeah,
want
my
tea. Jeez.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird. It's really
cheese?
fancy. Everyone drinks like coffee
I
and
guess.
tea out of glasses.
I'd rather have cheese than tea.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess it depends on the tea. Anyway.
Reserve
a hero.
Time.
He's really good
I'm
against
actually-
Morphling, I think.
I don't actually like him against these two heroes.
Really?
Yeah, because okay, sure you can still be disruptive to the Batrider when he like tries to initiate.
That's
or
the
something
idea
like
for the
that.
pick, right?
Yeah, I mean
Bat
it's
comes
solely
in.
against the Bat,
Uh-huh.
but against Morphling, I don't think it's that good.
He drains his mana.
Yeah, the mana burst's not too
Radiant
bad.
team pick.
It's okay, but
And Morphling's auto attack range is really small. So if he gets the cogs at the right angle,
I mean, I get your idea of Clockwork not being able to lock down Morphling, and, you know.
I mean I guess after a waveform, if you manage to catch him, that
Sure,
would be nice.
yeah, sure. The hero's fine. But
No, I don't think Clockwork's a bad hero. I just don't know if I like him here.
Okay. In their
10
last two
seconds
matches, what
remaining.
we watched them recently, they seem to really like the 2-1-2.
Yeah.
So we
5
expect them to do
seconds
something
remaining.
similar. They really like the Mirana, which has not been banned out yet. But it
Team
looks like we're going to
Liquid's
see a little bit of
turn to
Visage
pick.
and CM. So possibility of an offensive trialing coming out of Team Dog, which
Yeah.
against Morphling,
Would crush it like pretty hard, I think.
I mean they're going to have a difficult time killing him, but they'll kill the supports most likely.
Well, yeah, but aggressive tri lanes aren't necessarily always about just the kills. It's about how much you can stop the other hero from farming.
Sure.
So I think, honestly, Drow.
10 seconds
Man,
remaining.
if you're Team Dog, sure, why not?
okay.
Because
5
Drow is a
seconds
hero.
remaining.
You don't necessarily need to rush a BKB, but you can. And you still do a lot of damage inherently. It's kind of like the same reason why Luna can rush a BKB, because you still do a ton of damage just because of your skill set. And you can just sit there and just attack people. Plus, you already have Visage Birds to appeal for you. You have a Clockwork and an Invoker who could potentially go Exort or Quaswex. I'm kind of leaning towards Quaswex this game. Although he might go Exort now that they just picked a Storm, who could potentially be mid. Just because Exort is a bit better at winning the lane, I think, against Storm. But I think that Team Dog, right now, I like their draft a tiny bit more. Gonna have to see what carry they're gonna pick. But Team Liquid do have very, very strong mid and late game.
Are you still as confident with the draft pick after seeing the Storm? I hear like kind of
Less confident.
I mean, I'm not sure if I like the Drow before the Storm because of Weave alone. Like, I feel like Weave could shut down a lot of the potential damage that Drow could bring to the table. So, if Team Dog's going for the carry, I'd like to see a little bit more mixed. So maybe like a Mirana that they seem to like a lot, or maybe a Luna. And both of them are still in the pool.
So who do you think if Clockwork and Batrider go 1v1 like in a lane? Who do you think comes out on top of that one?
That, not by much, but like
Bone
this-
7 says Clock wins that matchup, but Bone
Really?
7 plays Clock like day in, day out, so he really knows. I mean, you really have to outplay the other
Team
player,
Liquid's
but
turn
that's
to
what Bone
bat.
7 says.
range isn't that great.
Yeah.
And
He can't really go on him if
yeah,
he has
the
the
bat
Yeah.
can't go on you because of cogs. But I don't know if that means you just win the lane. You know, I think if you both farm, then
We just don't see that matchup that often, so it's hard to kind of talk more about just, aside from theory.
I just don't understand why he would say that the Clockwork wins.
I'm sure he played the matchup before.
No, I'm sure he has, but I'm just wondering, like, if both heroes farm evenly, then who wins the lane? because I think both heroes would farm.
Yeah, what makes the Clockwork actually win?
Team
I'll go with a
Liquid
Spectre.
Okay, so
turn to
defensive
pick.
trialing here with the Spectre.
Spectre is an interesting choice.
Actually,
but
Spectre is not bad of a defensive trialing hero, right? Like, it
No, it's
depends.
not.
Yeah,
It's not that bad. But we don't... I mean, we're assuming, I guess, Bat off lane right now.
yeah.
So against Bat, Visage and CM should very effectively be able to zone him. My concern is that Team Dog are going to be a little bit stationary, at least during the early game, because if the Visage going to get pooped on, right? And you can't just leave with one support. I don't think... well, maybe a Crystal Maiden could solo roam and be able to get a kill on mid with the help of an Invoker, if it's a Storm, which it looks like it will be because Bulb is playing it. So... I don't know. We'll have to see. I actually think Liquid's last pick, like the support Shadow Shaman, is really solid. They have a really good amount of push now. They have heavy disable, which I think is important, especially against Spectre, because even though like it's not like a Morphling who is super mobile, it's still that kind of walk off the map thing where you're like, crap, we can't kill it. So you want something to hold him in place. So
Why do you say Crystal Maiden will roam instead of Visage?
because Visage actually offers little kill potential on his own, but even if, like, say for instance is a level 2 Visage and you go mid and you use Grave Chill and Soul Assumption, I think you actually offer less kill potential than a Crystal Maiden does if you just have 1 point into Nova and 1 point into Frostbite. Plus, the Visage can't really initiate the fight, whereas Nova has a very long range, and you could just start the fight off with a Nova and a Cold Snap, and I think it pretty much almost guarantees a kill.
Yeah, on the other side, you also want your Visage to be the one that's getting a little bit more experience. He's a little bit more gold reliant than a Crystal Maiden, so
Yep.
you generally want the Crystal Maiden to be the one that has to roam. Looks like Koifa is going to be the first one going to the bot lane, dropping a very defensive Observer Ward for himself. Boots and Tango is going to be his opening choice, and Fluff is going to be dropping onto Observer as well. Looks like a little bit of checking on the Roshan.
I really like the Shadow Shaman pick. Like, going a little bit greedier with your secondary support, you know, instead of just picking something that has some kind of roam potential, because let's be honest, CM Visage is picked like all the time. You could say they're kind of like chalk picks because they're just seen so often, but a Shadow Shaman is greedy, I think, in the right way, because again, I don't think Dog are going to have much movement until the Clockwork starts moving.
Yeah, Team Liquid's one of the few teams that's currently playing like the high levels that actually pick Shadow Shaman as a support. And if you look at him just on paper, he gives you push once he gets to level 6, 110-second cooldown. He gives you like good disables against most carry in late game. He scales very well as well with the Blink Dagger. So it's a shame that not many more teams are picking him. It's a greedy support, but if you could get away with it, like in this game you possibly can, it really has a high payoff.
He has a lot of anti-push as well with the
at the shock. A lot of damage early
Yeah,
on.
it's crazy. It's like 360 or something, is it? Maxed out?
Something like that.
320 in a big AoE.
It's pretty bonkers. Ether Shock, what a skill.
I can't.
Ether,
Ether.
I think it's Ether, yeah.
Ether shock. Okay.
140 damage at level 1 is pretty insane as well.
All right, so mid matchup here is Storm versus what seems to be. Well,
I guess you always X, right? But you would go X-Sword at level 1 if you were going to be X-Sword, just for the damage. So I'm assuming it's going to be Quaswex. I think MSS never plays X-Sword, actually. No, I'm the same way. I never play X-Sword. I'm horrible at it, actually. I just miss Sunstrikes for days because I'm like that guy who like thinks that the person's going to juke, and they don't juke, and then I'm just like, welp.
Yeah. Was playing this matchup really well. He's drawing the creep aggro by attacking the Invoker, making the creep wave walk onto his Remnant, and then using his Overload to get more last hits. So, it's actually winning lane pretty well.
He's got his bottle out coming out to him now as well after the first creep wave.
X Invoker actually does worse against Storm early, but if you get to like 4 and you get your phase boost or something like that, then it starts to become a bit favorable for you. But yeah, Sam's definitely doing very well for himself in the lane.
Sam invented winning mid lane.
Sam actually invented mid, not even just winning it. Like, he invented the lane.
That's true.
It's very impressive.
It is. There's not many things he didn't invent.
Really?
Yeah, like he invented inventing.
Yeah,
Like
the
before
microwave
that,
as well.
people didn't even know like what it was when something
Yeah.
they just called them discoveries, but actually it was inventing.
I see.
So everyone else just discovers. He invents.
Right.
Looks like
Koifa, no, please.
Oh, he's gonna Firefly away and. Okay, fair hero. But meanwhile, Pycat is like, man, I can walk up close too. Holy.
That was close, man.
He's now walking back down. Oh no! He's gonna get denied. He's gonna try to deny himself. He does get denied. But I mean, mission accomplished, I guess.
Rated.
Yep. Not really.
Hey, man.
Way too forced to TP. 135 down the drain. And now Clock's gonna get a little bit more room up top.
Actually not threatened by this lane very much.
He actually does not have batteries though. And they know that because level 2, they can actually make a go on him.
I don't know. I don't think
Maybe.
they can kill him. They wait for him.
I don't know.
Oh, they might try. They might try.
Poison, a couple more right clicks. Nah, they're just a little bit of token harass.
Give him the goose.
He's really giving the goose right out there fluff.
Smack him with that grappling hook, man.
Looks like a solo smoke coming out of way too. I'm not sure exactly what he can make out of this one.
He's all 3, man.
Oh, okay, it's okay. Lots of deeps.
I hear some.
Yeah, Smoggle League, top lane. He's quite low.
Fine.
Fluff actually had to grade himself there. Off laners and supports playing aggressively on both sides.
Boba's doing really well in middle.
Yeah, but he's really marginally ahead at best of MSS right now. And MSS already has space. Oh,
that
man,
one,
super sad. The level 4-5, Quaswex starts to become just a little bit too
It
much
don't
for Storm to
matter.
handle.
You know, you bottle crowing with a golden Roshan, man. Just remnant for farm.
Why does it matter that it's a golden Roshan? You
It
could have
gives
just said
you
that he was bottle
5
throwing.
more mana point per bottle crow.
Don't just spread misinformation, man. People are going to be like, making a Reddit post, holy crap.
When you go to
Roshan gives
79
you more
minutes,
mana.
you win game. That's true.
Ridiculous.
God damn it, Lumi.
So, way to TP down to help Batrider. Batrider did not get help. He smoked back top, and now he's pulling again.
Well, I think he kind of has to.
Yeah.
There's not really much he can do bottom lane right now. And this is the one benefit of being a Batrider that Clockwork does not have. Just the capability of being able to go back and recover from a not so great early game where you had to deny yourself to dragons. Smoggle League, unfortunately, does not have that luxury.
Yeah. I heard Dragon Force fights. Okay. What?
For this game.
Yeah.
That's another game.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Oh.
EMP Tornado going on the middle of the roll, but it's going to get cold stab with Swamp Fogs. It's on them. What Fog thinks about it, and then we're like, nah.
Well, they
He
saw
saw
that
the
it was
TP.
Fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was anybody else, I think they might have still gone for it. But since it's Fluff, the Grave's going to be there, and there's like
I
almost
mean,
no
you
chance.
might
for
as well
a kill.
drop up the Frostbite because there's really no counter gank potential with Boba out of mana.
Again, it's just like simply a waste of time.
I guess.
On mana.
Yeah, he could just go back to the woods and kill them creeps, you know?
Gotta farm that CM.
Heck yeah, man. Boots?
How is Pike at 22 creeps when TC is 33? What did he
Because
miss?
he spent 2 creep waves chasing
Chasing.
Koifa.
Aha.
Yeah. And now there is a 5-minute Lincoln Sphere. Or sorry.
What?
Holy
shit. Okay, that's literally 1,000 GPM if you have a 5-minute.
When I see Morphling get an item, it's like, yep, that's the Lincoln's.
He's got the hand of money, man. He's got the Midas touch.
What's the fastest you can get a Midas now without any kills?
4 minutes?
I've seen people doing some weird stuff and getting like 350.
If you don't buy any starting
Yeah.
items but
Yeah.
a glove, you can get it at like 3.5 minutes.
Hey, man. That MV one tangle shared.
Well,
Yep.
you have to actually get every single creep kill, I think, to do that.
Pretty much. Or a first blood or a courier kill or
Yeah.
something like
Well, yeah, but if you do that, you'd get it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, if you had a 2-minute Midas, like, damn,
that. You won.
you
The
actually
game
won.
ends.
Well, I don't. You give MYM a 2-minute minus. I don't know.
True.
That's a good early game lead, though.
Not bad. Not bad. I
So-
still can't believe they lost that game.
Kind of expected, like Andy pointed out, not much early game aggression. A little bit of roaming coming out from Team Dog with the Crystal Maiden, but not too much stun. Who does that actually favor? The team, Spectre traditionally looked as a late game hero, but I really think he's much more of a in mid game as well. So
Yeah,
who does
definitely.
that favor?
I think it favors Liquid slightly. Like, only in the sense that they're going to have their Batrider with a Blink. They're going to have 2 very strong initiators. And, I mean, I guess they have a Quaswex Invoker and a Clockwork for their counter initiation on Team Dog. But I still feel as though, even though Spectre does a significant chunk of damage, she's still very killable, with the lineup that Liquid have. And once that Shadow Shaman hits 6, team fighting in a specific area becomes impossible when mass different wards are down, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like that area control ulti that you really like to have, especially when you're trying to mount a push. And I'm not entirely sure how well Dog's going to be able to handle that.
Yeah, I think if the Serpent Ward drops down, Team Dog's going to have a difficult time kind of walking around and team fighting, like you said. But they also have ways to prevent that from coming out in the first place with a good initiation from smuggling. The EMP Tornado really decimates the Shadow Shaman. So there are ways that Team Dog could deal with that. So
Yeah.
looks like we're going to see a little bit of rotation up top. Crystal Maiden's already waiting. Looks like he's going to actually initiate. Here comes the hunt. Fluff in really a lot of trouble, but he creates himself. So Smuggling's going to give up the first, but Tornado and EMP's going to come down way too really low. Liquid TC's really low. They drop 2, they drop 3, and the TP from Boba a little bit too late.
Well, we'll sing Tales of Your Valor, Smuggle League, because that was #worth.
Yes.
You gave up first, or not? Yeah, it was first blood because there was one kill, but Koifa died to the Ancients. So a 3-for-1 special, man. Not
And
bad.
Drew TP from the Storm Spirit.
I kind of worry for Liquid late game. Like Shadow Shaman and Dazzle don't really do great against a Fire Inspector at all. They'll just get annihilated in the ulti.
Yeah, and you kind of have to waste Grave after a certain point because if he haunts and he has Radiance, then you might just have to Grave yourself immediately, and that ain't good.
Yep.
Hey, Lumi.
Yes.
I did this with James and Koikva. What's the name of the offlaner for Team Dog? Smulgulig.
Smuggley.
Smulgulig.
Smuggley.
There you go.
Smuggling.
Smulgulig.
I think he was calling him smuggling. For
Yeah,
a
he
while.
was calling it smuggling.
Smuggling.
Look, he
I mean,
just
it's not a bad name.
No, it's pretty good.
smuggled the triple kill for this.
I wish I could have thought of an internet name.
Yeah.
So you just call Shane.
Yeah, just Shane.
You have to make it sound so plain.
Shane.
Shane.
It's better than like,
That was actually very monotonous. Well
better
done.
than like Bill.
No,
What
it's
do you
not.
mean? He had
Bill.
something against Bill Nye?
Bill's an awesome name.
He's a science guy.
What about Bob?
There.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
What about John?
John Wayne.
These people like there is no.
It's like every single name.
Bruno.
What's that one game that you play?
Bruno.
It's like
Khalees.
3 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something like that.
6 degrees.
6 degrees, that's it.
Was a game?
Yeah, it's a game.
It's
It's basically you just go back however many movies where a person has been in a movie with Kevin Bacon, and the most you can possibly go is 6.
Radiant's top tower
I don't know,
is
it's
under
crazy.
attack.
Like, I tried it. All right, Massive Rewards drop top.
They want
Kevin
that
Bacon's
tower?
not saving this tower. Not even
Well,
with
maybe.
Footloose.
Smoothly. It's in position.
I like how you have to try so hard to say that name.
Just call him smuggling.
Yeah.
Can they get to deny, though? That's the
Hey,
thing.
they are going to get denied because Lee's
One of
words
the
is
worst
dropping
shits.
fast, and the glyph is going to ensure
that was a
that
waste.
Yeah. Not worth. I know that.
No fate.
No, they didn't worth it.
Radiant's
But they
top
got
tower
that
has
A little bit of
been
smoke gank in the
denied.
river. It's going to be featuring the Bat Rider with a newly purchased Blink Dagger. Pycat, he knows. He's got the drum and face. He's going to be moving fast if he just straight up don't die to it. But however, is this Courier going to survive?
It's grand. It's all grand.
He lives.
Uh-oh. They're gonna get spotted.
See ya.
Tornado's there.
Is it worth? Is it worth to spend the first Bat Rider? Actually, they're not done here. It's Boba dropping low. Boba's going to burst it out. Sure, they got the CM, but Koifa is going to grab down as well. This is why Spectre is mass strong early, because once you have face drum finish, Desolate hurts. Face drum finish, but you know.
Them fucking neutrals. And they're like, how many neutral kills have we seen in this league as well?
2 and 2 from Koikva.
Well, S4 killed himself yesterday to a null assassin camp, which was pretty impressive. Nice whiff hook there from Smuggle League. But yeah, he actually died to null assassins with a lot of farm, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
Because you actually don't take any damage from that camp after like 20 minutes. Yeah.
In fairness.
So he's
Like
got
the-
like a freaking shield taped to his back.
Yeah, but if you're gonna slay a giant horseman, you're gonna use spears. Like, you're not gonna use like swords or anything like that. Or
I mean,
I guess.
look, spears do piercing damage, which is not too good. I don't know.
how is it not too good? What type of damage would you want?
I'm no expert on it.
You want hero or chaos damage?
Chaos damage.
If you run down here, he does have mass urban wards. He has enough
Wow.
mana to hex and drop him.
He afraid.
Well, yeah, I would be afraid.
I'd be pretty afraid as well.
No, man, you
If somebody
go hard.
threw a dagger at me that turned the ground black,
No, I said Pycat was afraid. Why'd he turn back?
because he had full mana. He could have just hexed and
Nah,
dropped
bro,
wards
you
and
get
then-
backup from the birds and misery.
What backup? He didn't have backup. Nobody was even beginning the TP there.
No, CM was right beside him.
No, I'm saying Highcat had backup.
Yeah.
Why he turned
Yeah,
back?
okay. I don't know.
He doesn't have any points into the dispersion. Yeah.
It's actually pretty standard to skip it now.
Yeah.
Because you actually just go for fighting and just damage.
Beforehand, you used to like farm radiance and stuff.
Yeah, like way back when Dota 2 first came out, people would just go Vanguard, and they would go like 1-1-4, and they would just farm Radiance.
Yeah.
Like that was it. That's all you did.
That's your job.
Yep. It was basically dictated by your Radiance timing. It's like if you got like a 13 or 14 minute Radiance, you
win.
You won. Yeah, that was it.
Just press R and laugh.
If you had like a 25 minute Radiance, you lost.
Well,
All right,
then
maybe
you go
still won
79.
sometimes.
You
Yeah,
go 79, and then
minutes.
you win. So, like, it's...
Great, and we're like the only carry, so tornado on gold. Let's get the cold snap.
Ooh.
We'll be able to ball away.
Soul Assumption!
I didn't have vision, I don't think.
And that billion cast range not taken.
2k cash on the.
But even
on
just
the
doing
bird.
that, like Bulba now has to bottle crow, or just go back to base with his haste stream.
Yeah.
Which I guess
The
is
MP Tornado hurts.
It does, man. Mana.
We kind of forgot about TC, who's just been sitting here.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing. He's even got a Midas, which Pycat does not, which
Yeah.
is important. Even though Pycat's been involved in some kills.
Alright, chances of TC dropping some unicorn waveforms.
0. TC actually plays Morphling a lot. Or used to, I should say. And I think he's one of the more solid carry players, honestly.
Have we seen TC throw? I don't remember the last time.
No,
TC
I don't think he's like ever thrown a game.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. Because North American players are known for throwing. Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
North
there you
America?
go. I mean, it is North America, but it's like,
I can think of other Canadians.
if it was an American player, he would have thrown. It's just how we are, man. We can't help it.
That's true.
We just, like, hear the bald eagle and we just go in.
All those years of baseball.
Yeah,
You know, there's a Beastmaster set with the ball ego now.
yeah, that's true. Even though it's not called a bald eagle, it pretty much is a bald eagle.
Is it on his shoulder or something?
No, it's like the summon talk,
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
I just think that, like, fucking 2 years too late, if they gave Hannah that cosmetic to TI2, Liquid would have won, man. Okay.
Just beat them with Patriot.
Oh, there's going to be some action here, bottom. Come on, MSS, go. Go. Go.
Oh,
go.
tornado!
Another whip. How did he miss when he was daggered? Way too, still could be in trouble, though. EMP comes out. There, crossed by Ace dead.
No, Liquid ran into it, lost mana, no grave. That grave cast range, man, so low.
Level 1 grave.
I just think that Team Dog, considering they're up against a Stormster and a Batrider with the early Blink Dagger, and they've only gave away 2 kills, impressed. Just really good rotation, and whenever there's fighting going on, they're the one that's initiating the fight and not allowing Team Liquid to do anything. Team Liquid's been looking, they've been smoking around, trying to find these kills here and there, but just can't find it, man.
The Spectre's really working out for them. He's like rotated really well and got lots of kills.
Well, it's not hard to rotate when you press your ultimate you're right next to. Like, you're rotated when you press EMP Tornado and a dagger. Liquid. Way to melt. Are they going to fight this? I think they are.
Yeah, Storm comes in. Oh, but he's going to go for Fog. That's definitely a kill.
Okay.
Looks like TC managed to secure it. MSS and Pycat are the heck out of here. See ya.
I mean, hashtag worth if there's CM. You drew 4 TPs.
Dire's middle tower is
Well,
under
I mean,
attack.
one of which was Morphling. The thing is, if they try to push this after the fact, but I guess they're
I think Morphling lost more gold by not free farming top and pressuring tier 2.
Yeah, could
I
be.
think the CM kill. EMP Tornado. Oh, God, MSS is killing these guys. 2-man hook. 2-man con. Rip. Okay,
Well.
MSS is dominating.
It's looking a little bit grim right now for Liquid. Although, let's be honest for a second, no towers have dropped yet. This is going to be the first tower that Dog are able to secure themselves this whole game. And TC still does have almost a Lincoln's and a Midas at 60 minutes.
Dire's middle
Is
tower
actually the
has
Lincoln's
fallen.
going to do him anything? Like, it's going
No,
to block a...
he's going to need another item.
Yeah.
So,
No, as in, like, does the damage block or spell block actually matter in this game? It doesn't...
The spell bluff? Oh,
well, he can block Cold Snap, Soul Assumption, Brave
Frostbite.
Chill, Frostbite.
It's,
That's
like,
it.
not really...
Wait, is it block Dagger?
yeah, it does. If you click it on them.
Right.
But you can click the dagger past them,
Yeah.
and it'll still hit.
You know, that's where you talk about the regen and whatever else.
Yeah, it's just for efficiency on the map, basically, more than anything else.
Well, was not having a good time. We're, you know, much further away from a...
Doing that bad. He's only 1-1. But,
Considering the amount of EMP tornado he ate, though, it's just
yeah.
I almost think that you have to go BKB first in games like these.
I don't
I mean,
know.
sure, after every gank, you're going back to well.
If he didn't have a bat, I would say yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Initiator, so I don't think he necessarily needs it first. And if he does go first item BKB, then the rest of his team can't really follow him up, you know what I mean? Because MSS has really good zoning with EMP Tornado, and they have a Clockwork, so he would kind of just BKB go in by himself, you know? I don't know. I don't think it's that good. He'll probably make one after the Orchid, but I don't think first would be worth it.
So in this position, MSS TPs to the tier 2, and someone else is going to TP to the tier 1, I think? Are they?
Maybe. They don't have Glyph, so
Yeah,
if they were going
this
to,
tower's
then they would have to do
going
it now.
Dire's top tower
Or it's
has
just dead.
fallen.
So he just TPs to farm?
Radiant's
Oh, he
bottom
didn't do it.
tower has
Well,
fallen.
maybe it was just miscommunication. I
Well,
mean,
my question was, like, what position do you want to TP to? Like,
well, if you're going to fight, you should TP to the tier 2 first, right? Because then you can be in position without them having seen a TP, and of course you don't want the TP to be longer when you show them one.
Clockwork Cook into the mid lane. Fluff gets caught. He's gonna. That is a really early grave, but he's gonna go down regardless. I think. Yeah, he does. Boba tries to make something out of it. Yeah, Firefly runs out at the wrong opportune time. Misery picks up a double. And speaking of Misery, he's about to get the axe up there soon. But he's gonna TP out.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
my cat is farmed.
yeah, he nearly has the Radiance. He's like 1,200 gold away or something. No,
No, he's like 900 away.
900 gold away.
I mean, if you press Alt, Dog just wins the fight, right?
At this stage in the game, it almost kills Way 2 and Fluff from like full health.
I mean, Way 2 could just hex the illusion, so...
Yeah, but there's still going to be, like, he's not...
Well, there's
generally
there won't be one that's giving him a pure damage. That's the truck, so that's where a lot of damage comes in. Right, but if you have to use a hex at the middle of a team fight on illusion...
Well, I mean, it's either that or die, I guess.
Yeah.
So pretty much your options at this point.
They're gonna find a CM, though. Ooh, is that worth?
MSS is pretty close.
Yeah, they really want MSS.
Boba wants to go in. He wants to go for MSS. MSS is so far, though. He wasted quite a bit of mana there. EMP Tornado's going to come out. Quake for the with the lasso on to MSS. He manages to dodge the EMP. He doesn't lose his mana for that. MSS looks like he will finally go down here. Frostbite onto Bulba. He doesn't have much mana left. He's going to get a grave. He might have been able to TP out there if he didn't use all his mana, but I guess the birds were there to potentially stun him. Yeah, Fluff will be able to TP away.
No, on the back line, the Smokeling picked off the Koifa. Looks like by using his hook. There's a Roshan going on. This is so ballsy.
Space created.
And they don't know, though. They don't know.
They have no idea. This is some next level Roshan. Right
This
here.
is like when Boxer did 2 Marine drops at different bases. Like, all right, man. Old school. That's old school reference. Fogged. Just seen Roshan being done. He's gonna kick. I love this.
So, he can't. Oh no! Now I can see. Now I can see.
Oh, he had the words, yeah.
He's running at them.
Oh, he wants to go.
Wait for
This is his time.
Oh, no.
Tycat, he wants to go in. TC is going to get his Aegis pop pretty much straight away. Frostbite on the floor. Brave still on cooldown for about 5 seconds. He's tanking through it, man. Boba goes in. Tornado EMP. Boba needs to get the heck out of there. EMP is going to be dodged. No, Fluff actually walks into it. Gets cold snap. Also going to go down here. TC retreats with his waveform. And Boba is going to drop as well to Pycat. So this is not looking so great.
Nope, Radiance just got picked up. Han is online, man. They want Han right now. I'm still waiting for that one time where Spectre haunts and then jumps between 5 illusions, because you can do that now and just get an ultra kill.
Oh, Koifa.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the haunt is coming in.
Wait, his haunt lasted that long? Like, he just used reality. How long does it last, level 2? 6 seconds? Jeez. What a skill. This is where you just go refresher, right? Because you would actually just kill his whole team. Your whole team with refresher.
Yes, you do.
That would be pretty...
I mean, you can have the Fuser Blade too. That's pretty good.
Nobody gets that item.
Refresh is hilarious on Spectre, actually.
I mean, really, what would they do against that?
You can even sit in the well and do it. Like
Yeah. Wishful thinking, I know. He
You
probably won't
suicide bomb the storm to go in and orchid it to prevent the next haunt from coming out.
I
we
guess.
can't take another one, Captain.
Yeah, this game got out of hand real quick. For a
Dire's
while, it
middle
was looking
tower
like
is under
okay,
attack.
even though Liquid had lost a few, but they just kept getting picked. Like the whole game is just heroes getting picked off.
This lineup is designed to have Team Liquid Storm Spirit as well as a Bat Rider to go for picks, to create a space for TC to do whatever he wants to do, but that never happened.
Yeah.
We saw the power of like EMP as well. Like he's gotten EMPs on Dazzle like 3 or 4 times in the game, and Dazzle's just like standing there. Like, what do I do now?
Level 1 grave, man.
Yeah, it's not
What a skill.
Yeah, you have to take it, level it, and max it. I think this is probably the perfect reason to do, because if you get too close, that EMP is going to hurt you.
I just think that being close on Dazzle in any situation is bad. Like I don't see a reason to be close unless you're like playing super aggressive and you know that you're going to win the fight.
Okay, TC got a free bird.
Easy birds, man. Easy life.
He's still 2-1 though, 0 TC. Never feeds.
Yeah. And he's not.
Well, I mean, when you have the most farm and the Aegis, and you have strength morph on a morph lane.
He didn't even need the Aegis to not die bottom.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Look, I'm saying 2 sides of the coin here, man.
Okay.
It's a triple-sided coin.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he just stands straight up and down.
Here comes a big smoke gank here from Team Dog, and the player that we featured earlier, Smuggling, and he's been landing some big hooks, 1-1 and 8 so far, surviving that offlane very well. Looks like they won TC. TC with a haste read, man. Tornado removes that. There we go. Tornado gonna take away EMP out of mana, cold snap, and rip, he dead.
He's gonna have to go round 2 though. Phase 2, boys. Stay out of the fire.
Dude, look at Smuggling. He's waiting. Smuggling.
Smuggling.
All right, innervate the healers.
Uh-oh.
Already stuck. He is stuck. That's a feed. No, he's gonna replicate.
Next level.
They're gonna grave TC before Fluff goes down. That was still pretty decent, but I don't think 4 TC is gonna be able to live through this. He's straight boarding. No, he's not. Are they just...
Think this is where you call GG?
Maybe.
Question mark?
Maybe not.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What?
But really, like, let's talk about what went wrong for Liquid. I think, honestly, this is just a game where you got picked off a ton, right?
GG.
Like, just so many situations where people were forfeiting their lives, and MSS played, like, really well. Did a lot of initiating tornado EMP combos, and there was really not much that Liquid could do about it in response. And like you were saying at the beginning, I mean, there was these situations where they were able to go in and start the fight before Liquid were able to get up